Welcome in anybody who I tend to see that my streams end up getting more views on the back end than during, but it's just nice to have all this stuff recorded for the most part. I was up pretty late last night working on some stuff. You can see in the top right, I got smart plating, versatile frameworks, and the wiring done. They're just all up in there. I wanted to save it for when I went live. Um, And power is apparently off for some reason. That's a little weird. So, what I did last night before I got off was I automated all of the smart plating, the versatile frameworks, and the advanced wiring. I wrote down some notes and I got up to tier 4 done, just the random extra things. Um, Basically wanted expanded power infrastructure just so I could do this instead of the back and forth with all the wiring, just to get up there easier. Um, I know yesterday I did coal. No, wait, 2 days ago I did coal power. Um, I've got limestone here. I don't know if I did the steel yesterday. I'm pretty sure I did. I'll have to look back, but got the steel automated. The steel comes in here, and we got several of these industrial storage containers that run through, and then I've got a smart splitter here that takes pipes, throws it out this way. We got the beams coming out straight, and then to the right is overflow. So we just have a consistent loop as we receive more and more, just so we don't have a backup of pipes here because the pipes produce a whole lot faster than the beams. And we honestly won't be using as many pipes. Um, I can think of, SAM fluctuators and different things like that, but off the top of my head, other than milestone goals, I can't really think of much. Maybe later on, but limestone, I mean, concrete powder is just kind of full in general. Um, but I do have these goals set up. Let me just find a way to. Let me build a quick, a little idea of what I want to build. Just like a kind of a project planning area for the day. Bear with me a moment. Um, It'd be cool to have kind of right here. I noticed on the servers, it's kind of weird. It like forgets what your latest thing is, like your key bindings are. So until you like re-click them, I don't know. It's kind of weird. What? Okay, let's do. I have Windows yet? We don't really have Windows yet. I guess we just do walls for now. It'll make sense in a second of what I'm doing. I do need to unlock a little bit more signs, but I honestly need to make this whenever I get more signs, unfortunately. But hopefully you guys can see that on the right. So I've got a little bit of notes. Got the push for alien power augmenter research. Get more summer sloops. Get oil for plastic and rubber. Use plastic to then unlock the geothermal generators, and then also um, computers and such. And then create power grid surrounding the world with geothermal power. So that's just going to give us a more consistent overhead, pretty sure. So this looks so weird, but um, yeah, it'll be different later, I guess. Um, so power grid, I know there's just a massive amount of the geysers around. And I think hmm, look at the okay, so we got looks like 4 or 5 in our area here that are so we got it looks like one sort of back here and then 2 down here. I know there are several over here and probably more down here and down here. So honestly, if we get a world grid set up, that will probably be our best little starter point, just so we can have a consistent amount of power as overhead over our coal generator. Um, trying to think, I kind of want to do. I've seen some really cool posts on Reddit about kind of making like a dam almost that you put a coal or um, fuel generator system within. So okay. Um, well, I will have to make sure to stop on the platform. Before I do that, let me get this. There's that. Okay. Sorry, I was writing down the immediate vicinity stuff, but first priority definitely is to go ahead and click the button and get ourselves kicked off um, into pursuing phase three, because I guess this is technically phase two that we are currently in, and we need to finish up and do phase three next. And that'll unlock our next tiers. I believe that's when we get jetpacks. I believe that's also when we get the um, oil production and forget what else, but we'll get to it. But yeah, I had this basically hooked up all the way down there using some crazy, not so fun stuff that it was just a lot of no way. What am I doing? I just need to slow down when I get up there, I guess. But everything's piped up here. I had assemblers running just one thing at a time. Perks of kind of the dedicated server is I can push for a lot of the progress and then just kind of let it go while I'm working or sleep in or doing whatever. So it's pretty cool, but let's go ahead and seal this up. Get that screwed in. And I'll minimize that. All right, so oil, we got trains, jetpacks, computers, lots of automation there. Versatile frameworks are going to be, I could honestly push for them pretty early. The modular engines and the whatever the third one is. I remember those being a little bit of a hassle. I think the modular engines combine engines and something else. I I don't know. Multi-step process, manufacturer. Let's see if we can just jump all the way down. Let's just play it safe and go right here. Okay, so we've got that unlocked. And I think all I did research wise before was just dump my Mercer spheres and my SAM. I also put I think I did for sure, the miner into a constructor building the um, SAM fluctuators. So I have a consistent storage and two industrial storage containers. So one takes just extra SAM ore, and it's an impure node, so it's not really getting too much. But by the time I fill both of them up and my interdimensional storage, it just kind of fixes the backlog pretty quickly, even with like the low amount that I need. Um, the big thing I know is that I need probably 10 SAM fluctuators per um, depot that I make, and I definitely plan on making kind of a lot bigger storage depot. But um, currently, I'm just auto uploading coal from a node way over there, which I honestly don't really need anymore because I'm straight piping the um, the coal from two separate nodes directly into the truck stations. But pretty soon I'll be able to reuse that coal um, for other projects because I'll be switching to trains pretty much as soon as I can. Um, Obviously, I've got a list currently, so that'll be the first part. But ideally, we just have, I guess, a depot below and items, but I might just have to move a lot of this stuff. Who knows? I'd like to stay like desert for the most part. If anything, I might like move down here. Why is this yellow? Does it mean it's full? It's just empty. Hmm. Did it even unload anything? Yeah, just pipes. But I definitely plan on doing a backlog of every item. I think as I increase my depot capacity, it'll go a lot smoother. I can just run a single depot under all of these. If I have the room, of course. If not, I'll just do above. Who knows? I've tried to keep everything on world grid the best I can, other than kind of just random conveyor belts and stuff like that. But this is just pretty consistently bringing in reinforced iron plates. But as you can see, that's a little gross, but we're maxed out on those. Um, so it's just kind of filling up the storage itself, and I guess it'll chill out whenever it needs to. But I really don't want to expand this all too much. I think geothermal power and the alien power augmenters will probably be our best bets. But I think oil will definitely be needed. I don't think we need any Mark IV belts until later on when we're dealing with like multi systems, like pull in one output and throw, I don't know, several. I don't know what I'm saying, but trains pretty. I don't know. It's gonna take a little bit, but manufacturer computers. I definitely want to make a computer factory because I know how many I ended up needing last time. So do a computer and a heavy modular frame factory, and then have them auto upload, and then also have like a train system. to take them to kind of a central location, but also need to make a blueprint for train. Oh, train. Oh, with train tracks, I guess. Okay. I'm going to autocraft these, throw some in the storage, and then I think we do jetpack first, just because that makes the most sense. I can just use biofuel for now until I don't know if I can use coal, honestly. If I can, I've just got a backlog of coal I can use forever, but let's just grab our yeah, I can throw all of this in there. Kind of just wait for this to upload a little bit. I have a little bit left over, but that's okay. Um, I think with how we have the docking station set up right now, we maybe just do like a one train with two um, whatever they're called. I guess trains with one cargo and then two trains on either side kind of thing where they just go along one, a monorail, I guess. No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I've seen people use them before where they just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but it's like the front train chooses one and then the back train takes it back over and over. Um, Obviously, we just need power at that point. So I think, like I said before, jetpack first. Luckily, we've got quite the hefty supply of a lot of this stuff. So we'll do 5 cable. We'll do just the pipe or plates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do the motors in a moment. What do they even cost? Rotor stator. Yeah. Let's put those in. And then we'll do 2 of each. So 200 rotors and 200 stators. We'll just add that to our to-do list. We'll edit that and throw 100. Is it 100? Yeah. Oh, no, it's 50. 50 motors. And then from that, we will then do let's see. How many rotors do I even have? 55 out of 100, so 45 rotors. Five rotors, and we pretty much can just craft this right now, actually. I guess we'll need more wiring. Just let that craft out. I forgot I have my autosave set up for 8 p.m., but I think we should be able to get a good bit of the stuff done um, before I take a break and kind of eat dinner and do all that. But there's 100 stators. And now we need to go get, I think it's just two, yes. We just dump, take a full one out, and I'll dump 20, or get 25, dump that in there. And that should be 225 on the dot so we don't overcraft. Now we can kind of just grab as many screws as we want because we'll only be able to craft that exact amount that we need. Just like that, 45 rotors. And for those who may be wondering why I'm not just throwing this into a assembler or something like that, it's because I'm already kind of, sometimes I'll hit a peak with power and I don't want to shut down the whole system. So I'm just kind of manually crafting right now. It still has a little bit of power overhead, but in terms of like things kicking on and being used, but that would happen either way. So I definitely need to get um, train tracks handled and geothermal power handled as well. And then also the alien power augmenter, because alien power augmenter provides a constant 500 watts, and I'm not going to feed it for more. I'm just going to keep it at the 500-watt mark. But I definitely just want to get a more consistent power grid, and then I'll do the geothermal generators also around the world for a little bit of power fluctuation, because there is a range that it goes based on how much the geyser is going up and down. But you know, providing a decent baseline, even looking at like the minimums of like a geyser, um, it's pretty good. So I guess I'll look on the wiki, but geothermal generators. So even on an impure node at the bottom, there is a total of 31 um, geysers that are in the world. And even at their lowest power each, that's an extra 3,550 watts consistently. As power goes up and down, obviously. But it also maxes out at about 10,650. So on average, it's right around the 7,100 watt mark. I guess megawatts, but basically, it seems to be. I could definitely like cycle it a little bit with having uh, power storages and just do a multitude of power storages in an area that just kind of handles the backup power. But I think with a little bit of fluctuation and then also using the power augmenters or the alien power augmenter, I think we should be sitting pretty for a good bit to at least set up. I think our next goal should be definitely like um, getting plastic and oil and rubber set up, because then we can make packaged fuel, we can make plastic, and we can also make rubber. We can also go down to like the blue area down like in the south part of the map, and that's where I built my geothermal, or not my geothermal, my turbo fuel um, fuel factory, and that was pretty good. I definitely have some tweaks I need to make for this time around if I want to do that again, but obviously need turbo fuel regardless. But there we go. We unlocked the jetpack, which is very exciting. We also need to, yeah, 50 plastic to even research the generator. We need 5 more motors and some pipes. So pipes and rods and some screws. I should have just grabbed from the pipe storage. Need good good bit of beams. I had to use like 25 or 2,500 for versatile frameworks, and now that's gonna be what, 7,500? No, 5,000. Yeah, by 7,500 steel beams just to make all the versatile frameworks, which is going to be big commitment, but need 5 of these. I've noticed on the dedicated server, this 4 total is always 1 off. Same here, so 0 total, but I crafted 1. That doesn't make any sense. I think that just might be a 1.1 server thing. Oh wait, I need 10 of each, I forgot. We'll definitely have to get a motor factory going as well, because I do know I will need them seemingly forever. I think we just connect everything. I know from the planning episode we just did a kind of a double big old square line that goes, but could be interesting to play around with for sure. Let's make a jetpack now. Very exciting. So we got the jetpack on our back. We can use biofuel. Can we use coal? Let's see that. If I drop this. Can I use coal or no? Nope. All right, so that's going to be a little annoying. I think we just throw this in there. You do this. I think we should do summer sloops. I know we have an oil area. Yeah, right here. There's several oil nodes right here. What do I do next? Maybe oil? I don't really need to package this. Right now I could just use the alternate recipe. Or wait, no, I don't even have the alternate recipe. Maybe I just go do some hard drives, some exploring, something like that. Yeah, I think I do that. Maybe I just throw one of these down. Ooh. Why don't I try to connect a good amount of the world? So I'll just do, how much would it be for like 25 of these? I think I bring a dimensional uploader. I just pull that out, pick this up, and I keep that. I don't really need reinforced iron plates. I don't think. No. And then let's just make sure I have a good bit of concrete and iron plates for getting around. And let's do some cable and wire. And then some concrete. Rubber gun. And some steel beams. We need 500, so to just make it 600, I guess. I guess we go look around for power and just try to get our world grid moving. And we also need the hard drives to just hopefully roll a better alternate recipe for using oil. We can keep a little backlog, obviously, but trying to think. Maybe go up first and then just run as many as I can and then just travel in between and jetpack as needed. So I know I need power for the oil. It's on a mission to come get me, I guess. All that run-ins for nothing, man. Sorry. Looks like there's a crash down there. I hope it's not a... Oh, crap. Okay. It is a radiated one. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? But so my thoughts are we need to connect that down there and then also that right there. So maybe we just go down. That's pretty sick. Need those 3 spots for oil. And then can I put it up there? Yeah, let's do that. And we'll connect the geothermal down there. We obviously don't have them unlocked, but at least connecting the power grid will be very helpful. So we've got oil there. We've got... What's that up there? So we go up here somewhere. Works. Must beat the resources there. Be risky, I guess. We go a little south. I think I see a crash ship up there. I know I also want to go that way. So maybe I do. We'll go this way first. Pick up all these throughout the world. Hopefully this crash site doesn't have too much going on or a crazy requirement. Oh, take that. Oh, don't really need pipes. Don't need reinforced iron plates either. So we move on. Trying to think what's even down there. I know that the like spooky forest is over there, I'm pretty sure. Hmm. No geysers, it looks like. So, is that little water puddles or is that nope, sludge? Hmm. Maybe we can't really see where I'm going, honestly. Maybe go back and go the other way. Just go as far as we can. Just a power slug down there. Copper. Pathway down. Interesting. If only I had explosives, but good to know that's there. Do see a Mercer sphere down there. What the? Don't have a chainsaw with me. Or explosives. Just have to knock out most of the path later on. I'm more just trying to get connected. Wow. Um, what the heck? They just go in a circle? Steam achievement. Got copper here. Got trying to think what's even over there. The arid desert. So maybe throw one there. One line that just keeps going that away. Oh, I can see all this now. Awesome. Let's throw one here. I see a Mercer sphere up there. I also see a crash ship. I know I'll need to go that way. Pretty sure. Like the beach that's over here. I might be just looking at this completely wrong, but I think we go get the crash ship first. Ooh, goodness. What in the world is he doing? Circuit boards, nice. Now we can unlock the, what is it, the manual uploader or the augmenter or something? I forget. I needed 50 for something. I only had 6 from kind of looking around, but is there another nest somewhere? I'll just miss everything. Awesome. Oh, computers too. Need power. Um, doesn't look like I can really power it with much, but maybe I just make some. Wait, what? Where did I get these from? I don't even have a little exploder things. Whatever. Definitely make some more of this. Don't really need anything from in here. Just make some protein. Turn that into biomass. I know it's extra DNA that I could sell, but at this point I don't want to do too much. Let's make some biofuel. This is gonna take a long time. Let's just, I guess, keep some on me. Then I do 200, 400. Like that. So that should be enough power. Use. Wait, what? $120. 120. So why can't I open? Oh, I can. And then we'll just delete all of these. And we have all our biomass back. We can create more biofuel if we need to. But main thing is we got another hard drive. So now we will take this across. Don't really know what's up there. Oh yeah, uranium or something, but Can't really see any crash ships right now. That's mainly what I'm looking for, is to hopefully get some good alternate recipes. We are, however, only going to be able to make, I think, 8 more towers. Luckily, we can kind of ride everything back, but it'll just be a good bit of time that I just won't be able to do anything other than hold click and hold shift at the same time to make it go faster. So hopefully just prevent that spawn in case. Okay, not very nice, guys. I've noticed the barrel nuts, they have terrible healing. The other two are really, really good, but I guess because they're found more abundantly than the rest of them. The bacon mushroom ones are only found like pretty. Should have went back for that. Ow. Don't even know how that hit me, but okay. See that for sure. Hopefully it's not a trap of some sort. Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's 50 more, so I guess that's more platforms I can make. And no requirement. Oh, awesome. know I'm out of food though, but hopefully I'm able to get a good bit of progress, get some of these last ones down. I know I at least want to get as close as I can to the oil spot. I know I have oil locally, but it'd also be really nice to just have a. Oh, all right. Luckily, normal hogs can't really do much. Just jumped over that one. I think we do like plastic. We do plastic and rubber at one. More food here too. And then we kind of switch it up a little bit and do the fuel, add another one. I know we'll also need like polymer resin and stuff for, I think just for crafting, or not even crafting, research. You know, there's a couple in the mycelia tree that requires, I think like 100. I remember last save I made the plastic and rubber factory. Also made fuel, but I never really touched the polymer resin. So I know over here there's another crash ship, or crash site, I guess. Technical term. I'm loving having the jetpack back. Gather 150 Mercer spheres. I guess that's combined save stuff, but still pretty cool. I think we just kind of run a railway along this way too, just to move things about. Let's keep you closed for sure. No. Would say I could just gas it, but I do not have a detonator, so not really too much I can do with that. I can throw them, but it won't really do anything. I know there's one of those big spitters that's up here. Yeah. Food. I don't know if I'll get any like pet dogs or anything like that, little lizard doggos. Last save I had them, but they just kept getting me one rifle ammo, and then it would just never fill up with anything else. So be nice if they did like summer sloops or whatever else that you can get. I don't know what the loot pool is. I'll definitely have to look at that. But we got one oil node here, big one here, and then one over there. Um, just manually run over there. Got about 15 minutes before we need to go back because of the server restart. I don't technically need to go back. It's more just like would be a good stopping point. Nice. I see a Mercer Sphere over there, but I honestly couldn't be bothered fighting those two. I see also one way up there. Got a good bit of stuff over. Hmm. Just go back, yeah. It's 7:45 now. Let's see how long it takes me to get all the way back. It's really cool that you can see that all the way from over here. Up there with Saturn or whatever that is. I don't think it's Saturn because Saturn I don't remember massage planet in the solar system, so. Aren't you glad I muted the audio for this? I can still hear it. I just do it so while I'm streaming for a long time, if I want to like listen to music or something, it won't like copyright claim and do all that annoying stuff. Almost missed that. Saw a little bit more debris somewhere. Yeah. Sleep this. Sleep this. We got 10 minutes left, so. Stopped at 7:48 to go do that. I think it's still in that realm of time anyway, so not the worst. So yeah, 7:50. So that took longer than. All right, I do know this is here also. The egg rock. Okay, no more distractions. Hopefully. It's like 3.5 minutes of travel time plus. Some 45 to 3 minutes. Notice if you take off shift, like you pull off shift right as you're about to intersect, makes it go a lot better. Sometimes it'll just kick you off. And just like that, we're back in the desert, so it's pretty cool. Cool little overview of everything so far. Oh, there's a merger sphere up there. And just like that, we are back. I know I need more steel beams and everything, but still got a good bit of exploration and linking up done. Don't know what these extra things are. And my bike or my tractor that fell through the cave floor still there, which is awesome. But I will just go ahead and leave here and return in a moment. And I'll probably eat dinner and stuff too, but I'll be back on stream here soon.